Good morning, Friar Talk. So excited for this one. Okay, so I want to talk about alleviating suffering, I guess. I was listening to a podcast again this morning about this topic, and it was just like, bam, boom, right in my face, and I really wanted to share it. This guy, he was talking about like having these moments of peace and serenity, and he was talking about this analogy of like the Matrix Reloaded, whenever Neo and Trinity are running away from the whatever those things were they were running from, and they go up above Machine City, up into the pollution in the clouds, and they come out above it, and then they're like seeing this beautiful sun and blue skies, and like, hey, you too, Johnny. The beautiful skies, and Trinity sees the sun for the very first time ever, and like time seems to slow down, and like this peaceful feeling, like you can just feel it from the movie that like, oh yeah, that's the best feeling they've ever had, and then they start descending back down and like through the pollution all over again, and then whatever. But that's kind of like how life works sometimes. Like, we have these moments of peace and serenity that are like priceless, and like we go through that by like accepting the fact of like either we need to change some things, we need to accept some things, or we need to adapt to some things. And the guy who was talking in the podcast, he was talking about a problem escape plan. And basically what he said was, you have a couple of options. You can either, if you can't accept something that's causing you stress and anxiety and causing you to suffer, solve it. If you can't solve it, then adapt to it. And if you can't adapt to it, then go ahead and just accept it for what it is. It's funny because I'm listening to this podcast and my counselor calls me, and we had a little bit of a talk, and so there are some things that were completely outside of my control. I'm not actually going to be phasing up to phase 4 in drug court tomorrow like I had hoped for. And he's like, you're doing what you need to do, and like everything happens for a reason, which is like really frustrating to hear, because it's like, well, are you sure? Because I don't know about that. But it doesn't really matter, because like I'm not suffering because of it. Like, I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm completely okay with whatever outcome happens. I have accepted that there are some things that are completely outside of my control, and I have solved some of the things that like are in my control. And I have a sense of peace and serenity in my life, like a lot more consistently than ever before. And it's because of the action that I put into my life, my recovery, my relationships with people, my honest desire to share what has made me happy in my life with other people. Man, seriously, solve the issue, adapt to the issue, or accept the issue for what it is. And there are some solutions today, let me tell you. And there are some things that the only solution is time. And on top of time, action. I didn't like pick up drugs and alcohol and like have this complete inability to recognize how my actions affect the people around me. But as it progressed, that's what happened, and I have to progress into the person that I am meant to be, and I am doing that. I am like super grateful for everything that comes into my life today, even the shitty stuff. I like to say that if you flatline, you're dead. I'm gonna have highs, I'm gonna have lows, and that's completely acceptable to me today. Like, I don't have to make myself feel differently than I actually feel. Although sometimes I really want to, but like I can just let it mellow out to whatever it is and move forward from that. I don't know. It's kind of a longer video again, 5 minutes-ish, whatever. Friar talk. You're not alone. I see you. Love you guys. Deuces.